Good morning, class. Please stand. Let's have first a prayer. Our Heavenly Father, guide us. Amen. Before you will take your seats, pick up some pieces of paper under your chairs and arrange your chairs. Very well. You may now take your seats. Class monitor, kindly check the attendance. Thank you. Before we proceed to our activities today, I have here our rules for this session. Let's read the rules for this session. A. Listen attentively to the discussion. B. Participate in the activities. C. Express your ideas. D. Respect the opinions of others. E. Raise your hand and wait until recognized by the teacher before speaking up. And lastly, I will always be time conscious. Can I expect that from you, class? Thank you. Now, last meeting, we discussed about neurons. You identify and understand that neurons transmit information in our brain that gives also as organism to react in our environment. Is there any questions, clarification about our topic last meeting? Very well. Today, we will have an activity. This activity is entitled Picture Puzzle. I will divide the class into 4 groups. This row will be the group 1, the second row will be the group 2, the third row will be the group 3, and the fourth row, the last row will be the group 4. I will be distributing materials for you to utilize in this activity. All you have to do is to fix the cutted pictures in the materials provided and paste it on the manila paper. The first group who finished first the task will be declared as our winner. Do you understand, class? Okay. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. You may form a circle in order for you to have your group collaboration. Your time starts now. Congratulations to Group 1. The first group who finished first the task is the Group 1. A round of applause to Group 1. Can I have your output? I will be the one to paste on the board. Now, class, based on the picture pasted on the board, what did you observe? Yes, Coniflor. Correct, they are animals. Another. Yes, Jipoy. They are different types of animals. Correct. So, in our next activity, you will identify the differences from one animal to another. So, with your the same group, we will have another activity. Can I take this one out? The picture quiz. I will be showing different pictures, and all you have to do is to identify if the picture is without, or with backbone. So, I will be distributing flashcards to each group. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3, and Group 4. So, are you ready, class? First picture, a butterfly. Is a butterfly with or without a backbone? 1, 2, 3, 4. Raise your answers. Your answers are all correct. Without. Butterfly, organism without a backbone. Next, a lion. A lion with or without? 1, 2, 3, 4. Raise your answer. With backbone. Very good. Everyone got the correct answer. Next picture. A human. Raise your answer. With or without? 1, 2, 3, 4. All answers are correct. With backbone. Next picture. A snail. Without or with a backbone? 1, 2, 3, 4. Raise your answers. Without. Correct. Everyone got the correct answer. Next picture. A chicken. With or without? Raise your answers. Everyone got the correct answers. With a chicken. With a backbone. Last picture. Earthworm. Without or with? Raise your answers. Your answers are all correct. Without. So, keep all the flashcards and I will collect that after our discussion. So, based on our activity, what do these animals have in common? The lion, the humans, and the chicken. Yes, Leia. Correct. They have a backbone. So, animals with backbone are categorized. Is it invertebrates or vertebrates? Yes, Leomar. Correct. They are vertebrates animals. So, animals with backbone are considered to be vertebrates. However, these animals, the butterfly, snail, and the earthworm, are considered in the invertebrates, animals without a backbone. Now, based on our two activities and the ideas presented a while ago, what do you think is our topic for this morning? Yes, Konkon. Correct. It's all about the vertebrate nervous system. Everyone, eyes on the board. And here is our lesson objectives. Let's read our lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students are expected to A. You will identify the different parts and functions of the vertebrate nervous system. B. Present a short role play of a daily situation that shows the vertebrate nervous system function in our body. And lastly, appreciate the importance of taking good care of our brain and our spinal cord. So, before we proceed, I have here a model, a recycled model of our topic, which is the vertebrate nervous system. From group 1, 2, 3, and 4, you will be given 30 minutes, 30 seconds to come here in front to observe the model. Let's proceed to the group 1. Thank you, group 1, group 2. Thank you, group 2, group 3. Thank you, group 3. And the last group, group 4. Thank you, group 4. Okay, so you already observe our model of the vertebrate nervous system. So now, with your same group, we will have another activity. This activity is entitled Minute to Know It. With your same group, you will discover and identify the different parts and functions of this model, the vertebrate nervous system. I will be providing materials that you will be utilizing. You will given only 2 minutes to have your group collaboration and choose one representative to represent your output in the class for only 1 minute. Do you understand, class? Okay, for the group 1, for the group 2, for the group 3, and for the group 4. Your time starts now. Time's up. Can I have your output? Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. I will be the one to paste it on the board. So take this one. Everyone, kindly listen. Okay. Each group should prepare your representative to represent your output in the class. Now, let's proceed to group 1. Thank you, group 1. So, group 1, identify the definition of the human brain. It was stated that the brain is an organ located within the skull that functions as organizer and distributor of information for the body, and it has 3 main parts: the cerebrum, cerebellum, and the brain stem. This is our human brain. Our brain, in addition to the information given by the group 1, our brain is the master organ in our body. It functions important in our body. It allows to interpret message and give practical response in a certain situation that we are encountering in our environment. Is there questions, clarifications about the topic? Okay, so let's proceed to the 3 main parts. The first part is the cerebrum. Group 2. Thank you, group 2. So, the cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. So, in our model, where do you think is the cerebrum located? Yes, Juliet, correct. The yellow part of this model. So, this, the brain. The cerebrum is the yellow part of our model, which is the largest part of the human brain. In continue, it controls the activity of thoughts, the way we think, our 5 senses, and our personality as a human being. So, what do you think is the importance of cerebrum in the brain? Yes, Cecilia. Correct. It is very important because it controls our thinking skills, our 5 senses, and our personality. So, next part is the cerebellum. Group 3. Thank you, group 3. So, the information given by the group 3, cerebellum is so-called to be the little brain. In our model, where do you think is the cerebellum located? Yes, Coniflor. The white part of the model. Correct. So, this is the cerebellum located underneath the cerebrum. Even though this cerebellum is small or little, it functions important. It gives posture, balance, and coordination in our body. The way we pose and glance in the crowd. So, if our cerebellum will be damaged, what will happen? Yes, Jipoy. Correct. There will be a what? Imbalance and incoordination of our body. Next group, group 4. Thank you, group 4. The group 4 reported about the brainstem and the spinal cord. First, the brainstem. The brainstem connects the brain and the spinal cord. In our model, where do you think is our brainstem? Yes, the white part of this model. The white part of this model is our brainstem. It connects the brain and the spinal cord. It is very important because it functions the vital processes in our body. Those vital processes, or the most important processes in our body, are the breathing, heartbeat, and blood pressure. So, next is the spinal cord. It was stated, or the group 4 stated, that the spinal cord serves a channel for signals between the brain and the rest of the body, controls simple musculoskeletal reflexes without input from the brain. So this is our spinal cord. Okay, so our spinal cord gives these simple musculoskeletal reflexes. What does this mean? Yes, Mary Joy. Correct. Musculoskeletal or simple musculoskeletal reflexes are those quick or sudden reaction without inputs from the brain. Okay, thank you, Mary Joy, for your answer. So, let's recap. This is our human brain. From the largest part to the smallest part contains different functions in our body. First is the cerebrum, which takes the largest part of the brain that controls the way we think, our senses, and our personality. Next is the cerebellum. The cerebellum is so called as the little brain. It is literally little underneath the cerebrum, which functions for the balance and coordination of our body. Next is the brainstem. The brainstem connects the brain and the spinal cord, where this brainstem functions the vital processes in our body, which are breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. The next and the last part of the vertebrate nervous system, based in our model, is the spinal cord. The spinal cord is very important because nerves are connected in the spinal cord, and it responds to the simple musculoskeletal reflexes or sudden reaction that our body do. So is there any questions, clarification from the group 1 until the group 4? Very well. So, in addition, can I take this? I will take this one first. Everyone, kindly read this information. Serve as the processing center of the network of nerves in our body and interprets the messages received from receptors and direct responding to the appropriate effectors. So, the vertebrate nervous system give inputs or information to our brain on how we react in a specific situation. So, what do you think, based on this information, what do you think that is responsible in transmitting information from the environment to the brain that allows our brain to give its practical response in any situations? Yes, Cecilia. Correct. It's our senses. Our senses, which is the sense of sight, smell, taste, hear, and touch, are responsible in transmitting informations to our neurons traveling to our spinal cord to the brain. Because they are what? Our senses are exposed in the external environment. So, for our next activity, you will practice your 5 senses. With your the same group, we will have another activity. This activity is entitled Role Play. So, each leaders from each group will come here in front and pick a situation. All you have to do is to have your group collaboration within 2 minutes and 1 minute to present your presentation in the class. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Okay, before anything else, class, you will be graded by the criteria provided. I will read the criteria to you, class. Criteria in this activity. First, cooperation for 15 points. All members contributed equally for 10 points. Some members contributed for 5 points. Needs improvement. Not all members participated. Next criteria, presentation. Presented clearly and creatively for 10 points. Presented adequately for 5 points. Presented unsatisfactorily. For the last criteria, the content, the information given by the students are very comprehensible. For 10 points, the information given by the students understandable but lacks coherence. For 5 points, needs improvement. The information given by the students is not comprehensible and misleading. Now, your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Let's do the activity, starting from group 1. Thank you, group 1. Now, I will read the statement or the drama about the group 1. A boy throwing a ball to his friends. Okay, next, group 2. Thank you, group 2. They are assigned to role-play the group of friends eating a spoiled food in the canteen. Next, for the group 3. Thank you, group 3. They have the statement, Anna accidentally spilling of hot coffee to her father. And the last group, group 4. Okay, thank you, group 4. Sickening odor of the shoes from one of the classmates. A round of applause for a job well done from group 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, the winner for this activity will be declared tomorrow. So, is there any clarifications? So, now, how can we take, or why do we need to take good care of our brain and spinal cord? Knowing that our brain contains different types and its functions, or it gives the practical response on how we react in our environment. Yes, Sunny Boy. Correct, because it serves as channels of informations in our body. In addition to the answer of Sunny Boy, the brain and the spinal cord holds billions of neurons that transmit messages and allow the body to have its practical response. That's why it is very important to take good care of our brain and our spinal cord, because it holds billions of neurons. Next, you as a student, how can you take good care of your brain and spinal cord? How? Yes, Ricky. Correct. Eating healthy foods. Another. Yes, Jennifer. Correct. Doing regular exercise. So, your answers are all correct. In addition to your answers, to love our body by living a healthy lifestyle. That is how we can, what? Take good care of our brain and spinal cord. Is there any additional ideas from the class? There's none? Okay. Now, who can give me, I will cover this one. Now, who can give me one major type of the vertebrate nervous system? Yes, again, Jenny Flor. Correct, the cerebrum. Another, from this row. Yes, Connie Flor. Correct, the cerebellum. Another. Yes, Leomar. Correct, the brain stem. Another. Another. Yes, Kevin. The spinal cord. And last one is the brain. So always remember that the vertebrate nervous system consists the brain itself, the cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem, and the spinal cord. To test if you really understand our topic for this morning, we will have a quiz. Get 1/2 crosswise. Answer directly. So read the questions carefully, and from number 8 and 10, explanation. You will explain what do you think is the importance of our vertebrate nervous system. And afterwards, we will check your answers. Okay? Refrain from cheating, class. Now, let's check your answer. Exchange your papers with your seatmates. Number 1. What connects all your body parts and transmits signals from one part to another? The vertebrate nervous system. Next, what is the main processing center of the entire vertebrate nervous system? It's the brain. Correct. Number 3. What part of the vertebrate nervous system acts as organizer and distributor of information of the body? It's also the brain. Correct. Number 4. What is the largest part of the human brain that controls the activity and thought? It's the cerebrum. Okay, correct. Number 5. What part of the brain that controls the posture, balance, and coordination? The cerebellum. Number 6. What is responsible for the basic vital life functions? It's the brain stem. Correct. Next, number 7. What do you call a channel for signals between the brain and the rest of the body? The spinal cord. It serves as the channels for signal. Number 8 to 10, explanation. What do you think is the importance of the vertebrate nervous system? I will be the one to check your explanation. Put the partial scores and return the papers to the honor. Pass it here in front. Can I have the papers? Okay. Before anything else, let's reread our lesson objectives. Let's reread our lesson objectives if we hit our lesson objectives for this morning. At the end of the lesson, the students are expected to: did you identify the different parts and functions of the vertebrate nervous system? Did you? Yes, of course. Letter B. Present a short role play of the daily situation that shows the vertebrate nervous system functions in our body. Did you do a role playing? Yes. Last, letter C. Appreciate the importance of taking good care of the brain and the spinal cord. What do you think is the importance? of taking good care of our brain and the spinal cord? Correct. Anna. Yes, you're absolutely correct because it gives or what? It interprets messages and gives practical response in our environment. So, I think you really understand our topic for this morning. For your tomorrow's assignment, we will have your agreement. For today's agreement, list at least 10 causes of brain and spinal cord damage in your assignment notebook. So, you will pass that tomorrow. Is there any questions? Is my instructions clear? Okay. So, I think that is all for today. Goodbye, class.